Hey dads, welcome to Father Friend, a podcast for dads who want to lean in, lead well, and love big. I'm Dr. Mike Ayers. So your 16-year-old wants to go to a friend's house on Friday night and stay till midnight. You know this friend and his family from school interactions and feel good about him, but this is the first time for your son to go over to his home. Your son has normally been trustworthy with the car, but midnight is late. He's 16, and there have been moments when he's made poor decisions, not rebellious ones, just not smart ones. So what do? How do you handle this? That's the topic for today's episode, helping your teen build trust and restore it when it's broken. Teens are in quadrant 3 of their development. Now, if you don't know what that means, please listen to the podcast on the father-friend model. In this phase, one of the major questions they're asking is, can I make my own decisions? And they need dads to help them answer it. Not only in the form of giving them permission, yes, I will let you make your own decisions, but they also need dad's help in answering it for themselves from the standpoint of confidence. Do I have what it takes to make my own decisions? In Q3, your goal as a dad in answering this question is a resounding yes. Your teen is beginning to take ownership of their choices, values, and voice, but they still need you. Just not in the same way as they did before. Instead of commands, begin to offer conversation. Instead of micromanaging, this is the stage of exploration and possibly failure. So we need to offer a safe space for learning. And instead of always telling them what to do, we start instead trusting them with what to do. You're shifting from controlling what happens to influencing their decisions. These moments communicate something powerful. I believe in your voice now so that you'll trust it later. So the goal is to let your teen feel the weight of their choices, both the rewards and the consequences. Invite them to make decisions. Let them fail safely and then help them rise again. That's how wisdom is built for life. But at the heart of letting your teen make decisions is the principle of stewardship. And you've got to understand this as a dad because this is powerful. Their decision-making isn't a free-for-all. As they stretch toward independence, your role is to help them understand that with freedom comes responsibility, and with responsibility comes privilege. How they steward both determines how much trust you extend and how much freedom they can handle. So let's discuss what I call the trust cycle. Trust isn't something you give once and forget about. It's an ongoing cycle that builds or diminishes based on how well your teen handles responsibility. Think of it as a 3-step process that repeats over and over, with each cycle either strengthening or weakening the foundation of trust between you. Here are the 3 steps. Step 1, clear expectations. Before your teen can succeed, they need to know exactly what success looks like. Your expectations must be, first of all, clear. No guessing games. Be home at a reasonable hour is vague. Be home by 11 p.m. is clear. Secondly, your expectations must be fair. They should be age-appropriate and realistic. A 14-year-old shouldn't have the same curfew as an 18-year-old. And third, they should be doable. That is, within their ability to achieve. Don't set them up for failure with impossible standards. When expectations are murky or unrealistic, you're not teaching responsibility. You're creating confusion and resentment. That's step 1, clear expectations. Step 2, empowerment. That's how we get to freedom. Once expectations are set, step back and give them space to meet them. This is where many dads struggle because it requires genuine trust. Empowerment means, first of all, giving space without hovering. Don't micromanage or constantly check up. Resist the urge to control every detail. Secondly, extending trust. Leave the choice to your teen. Let them own the decision and the outcome. And then next, believing the best. Seeing their potential rather than focusing on past failures. Expect them to succeed. Believe the best about them. Don't anticipate disaster. This step of empowerment requires you to manage your own anxiety. Your teen will sense whether you're truly empowering them or just going through the motions while secretly expecting them to fail. Okay, that's step 2. And then step 3, evaluation. How did they handle the freedom you gave them? This evaluation determines what happens next in the cycle. If they did well, celebrate their success. Acknowledge their good stewardship. Specifically, well, you handled that well. I noticed you were home on time and communicated when plans changed. Then slightly extend their privilege and freedom, often paired with additional responsibility. Trust grows through demonstrated competence. On the other hand, if they didn't meet expectations, this isn't the end of the world. It's a learning opportunity. Correct and instruct them rather than lecture or shame. Temporarily pull back on privileges while maintaining the same level of responsibility. The message is clear. Freedom is earned through responsible stewardship. Show me you can handle this level and we'll move forward again. The key is to keep the cycle moving. Don't get stuck in punishment mode and don't give up on the process when they stumble. So let's review the trust cycle. Step 1, clear expectations. Step 2, empowerment, that is giving them freedom. And then step 3, evaluation. Think of this relationship like a bank account. But in this case, your teen holds the account and makes deposits or withdrawals based upon their choices. When I talk on how dads build trust, I discuss the trust account that fathers hold with their children. Just like a bank account, fathers make deposits through kept promises, consistent care, proven competence, and honest communication. Withdrawals happen through broken promises, inconsistent behavior, or necessary but unpopular decisions. Many fathers wonder why their teenagers won't listen to them or why adult children seem distant. Often it's because the trust account is overdrawn. Well, teens hold a similar trust account with their parents, and understanding this concept can be transformative for both of you. In fact, I encourage you to share this analogy directly with your teen. Here are some of the deposits that your teen makes, and you can share these with them as well. Communicating openly, sharing more than the bare minimum. That always builds trust. Meeting expectations consistently. Taking initiative on responsibilities without being asked. Being honest, even when the truth is uncomfortable. That shows trust. Showing mature judgment in their choices. Those are deposits. Here are some withdrawals that your teen makes from the trust account. Poor communication or withholding important information. Lying or being deceptive. Failing to meet agreed upon expectations. Acting irresponsibly or immaturely. Breaking established boundaries. When the account has a healthy balance, your teen enjoys greater freedom and privileges. When they've made too many withdrawals, they temporarily lose some freedoms until they can rebuild the account through consistent deposits. The beauty of this system is that it's never too late to start making deposits again. The trust account should really never close. A teen who has blown trust doesn't have to live under suspicion forever. They can rebuild through consistent, responsible choices over time. So this isn't about being controlling or punitive. It's about preparing your teen for adult life where trust and responsibility work exactly the same way. Employers, spouses, and friends all operate on similar principles. Prove you're trustworthy through your actions, and you'll be given greater responsibility and freedom. Your role is to be consistent, fair, and patient with the process. Some teens will test boundaries repeatedly before they understand the connection between their choices and their freedoms. Others will embrace responsibility quickly once they see how it leads to greater autonomy. Either way, stay the course. This is the choice-reward tension of this phase. If their room is clean, they may go out. If their homework is done and grades are solid, they may use their phone or ride their bike. If they obey the curfew and drive the car responsibly, they keep the keys. If not, the car is parked. Same with the cell phone. If they accept the boundaries and use it responsibly, it stays. If not, it's gone, at least temporarily. Stewardship is how teens earn trust. It's also how they keep it. And trust is the currency of influence. And if you think about it, trust is the currency of every relationship. Teens who want greater freedom should demonstrate that they can handle it. You're not being unfair. You're being wise. You're being the dad. You're teaching them how life works. So give them choices, provide clear boundaries, and then let their stewardship determine what comes next. The ball is in their court. That's what growing up is all about. Let's go back to our first scenario. Your 16-year-old wants to go to a friend's house on Friday night and stay till midnight. You know this friend and his family from school interactions and feel good about him, but this is the first time for your son to go over to his home. Your son has normally been trustworthy with the car, but midnight is late. He's 16, and there have been moments when he's made poor decisions. Not rebellious ones, just not smart ones. So what do? How do you handle this? Well, instead of just saying yes or no, you say, here's the deal. If your room is clean, homework is done, and you're home by 11 p.m. this time, you can go. If you handle this well, we can talk about extending curfew next time. How does that sound? You're giving him agency while teaching him that freedom is earned through responsibility. This means you're shifting from enforcing obedience to training discernment. That's what dads do in this stage, and that's what prepares your teen for adulthood. Hey dads, don't forget, next Monday, September 8th, we air my very first interview on the Father Friend podcast. It's with New York Times bestselling author Mark Cameron. Mark is a retired U.S. Marshal, author of 7 Tom Clancy series novels, and also his Jericho Quinn and Arliss Cutter thriller series, all bestsellers. Mark is an old high school friend, and we're going to discuss all things fatherhood on this side of fatherhood with adult children. There's a lot of wisdom he shares in this episode called Fatherhood Full Circle. I promise you won't want to miss it. Thanks for listening today. I'm Dr. Mike Ayers. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with other dads. I'd love to hear from you. Email me at mikea@fatherfriend.net with comments, questions, and your biggest takeaways. For more tools, resources, and real talk on fatherhood, visit fatherfriend.net or follow on social media @ThinkingDads. See you next time.